watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
All right, breaking news right into the newsroom. Please avoid the intersection of Montezuma Road and Coalwood Boulevard in the College West neighborhood. San Diego police are saying that a driver led officers on a chase just after 4:30 this morning and crashed.
This is a live picture from our photographer Julio right there at the scene. You can see that Toyota 4Runner looks like T-boned that blue vehicle. A lot of damage to that blue vehicle, but it's not clear if anyone was seriously hurt. We are working to gather more information. You see officers at the scene. You see evidence markers there. You see maybe some witnesses in the background there. Again, please avoid this intersection. It's Montezuma Road and Coalwood Boulevard. Pretty significant crash happened there. Our photographers stay on top of this story. We'll bring you updates throughout the morning. Tough way to start Tuesday at 6 a.m. Glad you're with us. I'm Eric Connors.
And I'm Chris Grove. A lot to get to today, so much that we're following. So let's start with meteorologist Evan Narani here. Quick check on the forecast, Evan. Things heating up?
Things heating up. Wednesday to Friday is going to be the hottest window that we have, but today, Tuesday, we're already seeing a climb in temperatures from yesterday. This afternoon, we should start to see a couple more 90s across our inland valleys. Coastline expected to stay mild, mostly in the mid-70s out there, so about a 15-degree temperature difference from the coast to our inland valleys and our mountains. Across the deserts, 111 this afternoon. Because we're seeing those temperatures warm up, especially from that Wednesday to Friday window, we've got now a heat advisory across our inland valleys and our mountains. That's going to be in effect for that about 72-hour period. Extreme heat warning also in effect across our local deserts with temperatures above 112 degrees, in some cases up to 115. Coming up, we'll talk more about what to expect into the upcoming weekend. But I do want to send things over to Vanessa Paz with a check of what traffic looks like this morning.
Hey, Evan, and good morning to Happy Taco Tuesday to everyone tuning in. It looks like it'll be perfect conditions for that. Let's go ahead and start things off with a live look outside. This is a 5 in both directions right at Genesee. It looks like things are flowing pretty nice coming out of the North County this morning. Switching gears as we take you a little more southward. This is on the 5 right through the curves, and you could actually see the buildings of downtown in the distance there. Traffic flowing pretty light right now, especially if you're headed towards the airport. It looks like you're not going to run into any major issues nor delays at last check. It looks like we had a crash. It has since cleared. That's why the icon is gone. It was involving a semi on the 15 right at the 163. We had another one reported on the 15 right at the 76. That one's not causing any major slowing. As we take a look at some of your speeds, anywhere between 65, 70 miles per hour at last check out of the South Bay. A little bit of brake tapping as you make your way up the summit in from Santee towards Tierra Santa, but all is well out of La Mesa and Grossmont. Travel times right now, so far so good, and we'll take a closer look at those numbers in about 5-7 minutes or so. Eric.
Thank you. This morning, California Governor Gavin Newsom says the state would consider its own redistricting if Republicans in Texas redraw their congressional maps. And we're learning how San Diego would be impacted.
Yeah, we told you yesterday, 50 Democratic lawmakers fled Texas to block a vote that would allow Texas Republicans to pick up more seats in the U.S. House of Representatives, a move backed by President Donald Trump. Republican lawmakers say the tactics will delay but not derail their work. Now, some Democratic governors, like Governor Gavin Newsom, say they are working to redraw their state's maps should Texas follow through.
They've triggered this response, and we're not going to roll over. And we're going to fight fire with fire.
And Governor Newsom says he may call for a special election in November to redistrict California. The Associated Press reports the plans could shift 5 districts in California to have more Democratic voters. That includes Republican Congressman Darrell Issa's seat, which includes part of San Diego County. Republican Assembly member Carl DeMaio from San Diego says he will boycott this process if it is brought to the legislature. And Republican California Congressman Kevin Kiley says he will introduce legislation that would prevent all states from redistricting too early.
This morning, the San Diego Catholic Diocese is rolling out a new effort to accompany people to their immigration court hearings. This comes after faith leaders supported migrants at the federal building back in June. Now they created a program called FAITH, which stands for Faithful Accompaniment in Trust and Hope. The diocese says they are making sure refugees and asylum seekers do not face their situation alone. They are asking leaders of all faiths to volunteer.
All right, if you live in the South Bay, listen up. Chula Vista city leaders want to hear from you this morning.
Mayor John McCann asking for community feedback on a proposal to build a sports and entertainment district along the Chula Vista Bayfront. This is what it could look like here.
Yeah.
CBS 8's Regina Yarita live outside Chula Vista City Hall with details on how everyone can make their voices heard here today. Regina?
Hi, good morning, Eric and Chris. That's right. And this is a meeting that Chula Vista Mayor John McCann is encouraging residents to participate in. So that meeting starts at 10 a.m. They'll discuss the potential sports entertainment district that they're hoping to bring here to the city. Then later today, during their city council meeting, they'll further discuss this project. The developer interested in building the Chula Vista Sports Entertainment introduced their plans to the Port of San Diego last month. They need the port's approval because part of the land is controlled by the authority. Port of San Diego has approved an exclusive negotiating agreement, but they have not approved the project just yet. Now, this would be a 124-acre sports and entertainment district. Developers want the project to go up at 990 Bay Boulevard. That was once the South Bay power plant, and at one point the spot was considered for a Chargers stadium. If approved, this development would be south of the recently opened Gaylord Pacific Resort and Convention Center. Mayor John McCann has voiced his support on the project. He says phase one would include a tennis center, water polo academy, mini golf, retail space, hotels, and office buildings. Phase two has a vision for a 50,000-seat soccer stadium with perhaps another MLS team, a USL Championship League team, or a Mexican Football Federation team. Now, it's going to take zoning to plan and environmental studies, so this could be years away. But the Port of San Diego told CBS 8 last month that the proposal represents a unique opportunity to potentially partner with an experienced developer on a project like this. So today, if we can come back out here live, that meeting will start at 10 a.m. The residents are encouraged to come and listen into this potential project. And of course, you can head to the city council meeting later tonight. For now, I'm Regina Urita, CBS 8.
All right, thank you, Regina. And today, the Chula Vista City Council is expected to give final approval to new e-bike and scooter rules. They would ban kids under 12 from using them, and riders under 18 would not be allowed to carry passengers. If passed, this will take effect in 30 days. Instead of issuing citations right away, the city would roll out a 90-day education campaign.
Well, today is National Night Out Against Crime. Law enforcement agencies are holding events to connect with their communities. San Diego police divisions and sheriff substations will hold several events across the county, so be sure to check in with the one that's in your neighborhood. These events are family friendly, and some include giveaways. This always takes me back to when my kids were really young. We would get into the squad car for the first time, or a fire truck, ambulance. Just connecting with our first responders, pretty important.
Yeah, Amelia loves to see the fire truck go by. Always goes, fire, fire, fire. We're like, no, there's no fire nearby.
Yeah, exactly. Don't yell that word.
Yeah, don't yell that word.
Yeah. She gets the idea. Yeah. Hey, it's going to be hot out there. Those crews are going to be on alert as well, considering a lot of our hiking trails are closed. The ones that are open are going to have people walking through, likely needing extra water, extra sunscreen, the hats, all things that can help you out if you're going to be spending time outside. We recommend to limit your time outside across our inland valleys, our mountains, and our deserts from Wednesday to Friday, just because of how hot those temperatures are going to be. If you are spending time outside, make sure to hydrate, find some shade, stay cool out there. There are plenty of cooling centers to go to, or of course, head to the coast. That's where those temperatures are going to be most mild. 75 in LA this afternoon, 76 in San Diego. Again, that's downtown, not across our inland valleys, because you notice as you make your way east how much hotter those temperatures get. Palm Springs 112 today, Phoenix 114, Flagstaff at 87, and Vegas at 107 this afternoon. When we look across our 4 microclimates, you can see how from today through Wednesday and Thursday, those temperatures continue to climb. A couple of our models put us in the low 80s for Wednesday and Thursday at the coast. I'd say that might be a little bit of a stretch. It's more likely that we'll stay in the upper 70s and maybe hit that 80-degree marker. Doubtful we'll make it to 83 degrees, but it just kind of goes to show how these models are all at least in agreement that those temperatures are going to be climbing, and in most cases climbing to about 5 to 10 degrees above average by the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday afternoon. Here's this afternoon, Santee and El Cajon, 89 degrees, almost a guarantee that by tomorrow they'll make it to 90. 83 for La Mesa and Mira Mesa, 77 in San Diego, National City, and Coronado. Up in North County, you've got 75 in Carlsbad and Solana Beach, 84 in San Marcos, 88 in Poway, and 94 in Ramona. This is what we're talking about with those mountains being very hot. Mount Laguna, 90 today, Julian 89, and across our deserts upwards of 110. Coming up, we're going to be talking more about the cool down that we will see by the weekend. The question is, how much will we cool down? I'll send things to Vanessa with a check of traffic again this morning.
Good morning, Evan. And let's go ahead and showcase some of the crashes that are happening across the county on our freeway, specifically up in the North County. We're tracking a 2-car crash. This is on the 15th split, right where it meets the 76 southbound. And this could plug things up for you. Let's say if you're headed out of Rainbow or even the Temecula area, headed towards Escondido this morning. We're also continuing to follow some breaking news in the College area. We have reports of a crash at the intersection of Montezuma and Colwood. We brought you a live shot there at the top of the hour. And this is again in the West College area. So you may want to avoid that pocket if it's involved in your morning commute. Right now, there's likely some slowing and also some detours to get around that. So that's our biggest crash, and that's just south of the 8 in that neighborhood. All right, let's go ahead and give you a live look outside before we get into your drive times. This is a 5 in both directions right at Oceanside Boulevard. So far, so good there. This is the 805, a little plugged up as you make your way in from the South Bay, passing Home Avenue towards the 15 connector. A lot of brake tapping in that direction. Both on the 5 and the 15, so far, so good. Still all in the green and from the North County, 11 to 25 minutes. If you're traveling westbound, either on the 94, the 8, or the 52, 5 to 7 minutes, and average speeds anywhere between 65, 70 miles per hour. And here's a quick look at travel times out of the South Bay. Despite that brake tapping I showed you on the 805, we're still all in the green. Overall, 15-minute travel time inbound from San Ysidro. All right, so let's go ahead and showcase your drive times in from the border. If you're coming in from the San Ysidro port of entry, it'll take you about an hour and a half or so. Inbound from Otay Mesa, same deal, about 130 minutes at last check.